since I got you here, you know we're going to talk hoops. I'm going to just put it on the table from the beginning, man. What y'all doing in D.C.? How come y'all producing so many really elite players in high school programs and AAU programs? D.C., how many people live in D.C., man? Like, it's 8 million in New York, 1.5 in Philly, like 750 in Baltimore. How many in D.C.?
I was driving in my car one day. I saw a sexy lady walk my way. A banging body and a pretty face. So I whispered in her ear and said, I really love your style and your dress so fly, yo. I love to see your pretty face in my show. I've been around the world from London to Chicago, but I ain't never met a girl like you. Shorty took a look into my eyes. Said she heard I was a crazy guy. A hit and run to Georgie Porgy type. You like to kiss the girls and make them cry. I told her don't believe the hype, cause I'm cool. Enough about me, let's talk about you. I wanna get to know you and make you my boo. It's all on you, baby.
Number exactly. It's a lot. It's similar to, you know, the Philadelphia, in between Philly and New York, somewhere in that neighborhood.
So how come, where all these good basketball players coming from, man?
You know, what happens is in life, a lot of good, you know, players of all sports migrate from the South. And a lot of them have come up to the North, to D.C., Philly, New York. And I think this goes back to the 1950s, 40s, you know, people moving up here to these areas. And, you know, those genes and those bloodlines from the country, you know, carry, you know, for time and time. So I think we all have, you know, a fair amount of very good athletes. I think Philly has a fair amount. I think New York. I mean, you can go all over the country, but
you're right. But y'all seem to be heavy on the DeMar Johnsons and the KDs and all that lately, man. It seemed like the elite.
And it started with the Elgin Baylors, the Will Jones, the John Thompsons, and, you know, the Dave Bings and all those guys. Lenny Bias, people forget about. We had the Adrian Dantleys. I mean, it goes from way back to now. We got guys from inner city, the suburbs, all over going to the NBA and the NFL. And, you know, there's a lot of guys in the NFL I didn't even know was from D.C. And you just hear about them. And, you know, it's amazing, you know, the product and the athleticism we put out here in D.C. It's a great thing.
And it's good to see, you know, the infrastructure you guys have put together, starting with Team Assault on the AAU side, and then, you know, coming through with the Matha and Team Takeover and Paul the Six and Team Duran. And it's just everywhere you look, man, I see these teams playing in different venues. They all loaded. I'm like, where they getting all these kids at? So,
you know, the thing about AAU basketball, and we always talk about the DC Assaults, this, you know, one of the first and best AAU programs. And, you know, we talk about the DeMathas and we talk about Paul the Six, like you said, but people forget inner city basketball all started here with the DCIA public schools. You know, I went to Dunbar. At one point, we was number one in the nation. Dunbar, DC. You know, Anthony Jones, Sylvester Charles, Stacey Robinson. It's been a lot. You know, Bo Holston, a lot of guys that come out of DCIA. Gene Smith, you know, Billy Martin, and we can go on and on.
Didn't Darryl Prue go to Dunbar?
Darryl Prue went to Dunbar. You know your DC history. We got a Spingarn team that, you know, was one of the best to ever come out this area with Sherman Douglas. So, yeah, we've had our share of guys from DC, you know, in the inner city, not just the Catholic schools. The Matha and them came after, and they were kind of doing the same time, but the DCIA was a lot more stronger than the Catholic School League. But now the Catholic School League, now with the educational component of it, has caught up and went past the DCIA. But they're catching up.
That ain't true. I love all of you. You know I do.
So I shoot a couple of jokes, he laughing, he giggling. Tell by the look in his eyes, he know I'm feeling them. Throw a couple of hints, he act like he can't hear. I say, I'm going to lunch, won't you meet me there? I swear, you will think he on the store in G-Town. He driving a hard bargain while I'm trying to talk him down. Man, you ready or not? I could bring a car around. If not, then let me know so I can go and shop around.
So I asked her if she had a man. She didn't answer, so I asked the